Wow. I gotta take a deep breath. So much to be said. I'm going to start out with a reading because I need to calm down. You know what I mean? It's like when you really love somebody deeply, like we love Emma. And I'll dedicate my talk to her. That's what brings us together, to know a truth and to be the truth and to love the truth about who she is. And I'm sure she's going to be fine, but it's still, I'm human, right? We're all human here. So let me read this. This is a Unity book on Advent, and it's Sunday the 28th, which is today. It's called The Power of Wisdom, which is what I'm going to talk about today. But I think it's very powerful, just in the transition here. It says, on the Sunday after Christmas, when the rush is done and the silver wrapping paper and the red bows are put away, mine are thrown away, it feels good to lean into the spiritual power of wisdom. I engage in thoughtful journey deep into my own heart, where wisdom is my guiding light. Wisdom is not just what I feel and know. It is the divine presence within me, guiding my every step towards my highest good. Wisdom graciously offers me the clarity and the understanding to navigate the windy path ahead. To connect with this divine power, I seek time in silence where true wisdom resides. I listen for the still small voice that never fails to whisper guidance and truth. We're going to talk about whisper today. With every action, I align with wisdom, ensuring that my choices reflect my highest self and contribute to my greatest good. On this day and always, I trust wisdom to light my way. So today it's wisdom that's lighting our way. So the talk is about releasing 2025. Anybody ready to let go? Yeah. Woo! Yeah. And then to refresh our minds and be renewed for 2026. And there's a whole process to doing that. It's not something that we just go, okay, it's done, and I'm going to go over here. We have to trust the wisdom within us, which is what this talks about, to move us through that. In fact, Ernest Holmes says this. He said, sometimes Spirit whispers to us, you don't need to carry that anymore. Can you feel that? You don't have to carry it anymore. You can let it go. It's not going to hurt you. The new year is really a sacred threshold. It's an invitation to breathe. Everybody breathe. Because we need to let go of it, right? To unclench. Anybody got their hands clenched? To toes clenched? The body clenched? I do. My back is clenching. I'm saying, let go. And to loosen what has become too tight in our soul. Like it has to be a certain way. You know what I mean? We keep trying to force our soul to do a certain thing. And it may or may not be the way to go. So we need to loosen that up. Renewal is not about pushing or striving. It's about allowing life to move through us. Ernest Holmes says this. He says, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. So we have to release the old thinking, the whole reflection of change. So I'll just say one little thing here before we're going to see the little show or movie in a minute. But when I was writing this talk, I was like, this talk is for me. Because I'm going through lots of changes. And so I have to release the old thoughts. I have to let it go. It doesn't serve me anymore for my future. My future, which is about you. And so it's really interesting to be the center of my attention, my life, and how I get to reflect that out here so that you can say, I can do this too. Because all of us go through what I'm going to talk about today all the time. We tend to just kind of go, oh, well, it's the next thing to do. Here's the next thing to do. But I want you to be really clear. Today is not the next thing to do. Today is about silence, listening, and then moving forward. The thing is, this kind of talk doesn't start out there. You know, there's all that out there. It starts in here with our consciousness and what are we thinking about. And what are the, you know, so I'm going to show you a video. And I think he's got it queued up here in a minute. The thing I want you to get from this video, it's a weird video. You're going to, why is she giving me a weird video?
Well, thank you.
Seriously. And the reason why is this video at the end, and I want you to pay attention to the end because she says some really important things, is what we go through all the time. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what's happening in our lives. What matters is what she says at the end. And so the title of the video you're going to see is Saving a Paralyzed Baby Bull. Very different. So pay attention. Go ahead.
My
Ooh.
mother-in-law saw this baby stuck under an abandoned truck. She called me, I came over, and we tried to help this little baby. We don't know if he was under there for 2 or 3 days or how long. Every day is 100 degrees, so it's hot. And we have coyotes, so I slept with him overnight in the canyon that he was in because I felt like this baby isn't gonna make it, but I'm gonna try. I just asked the owner, can I try to save him? And he said, sure, why not?
Why not?
Every time he swallowed and every time he lifted his head to eat or drink some milk, I knew he had some fight in him and he had desire to live. The next morning, we loaded him into the back of our truck and brought him home. He couldn't move, and I knew that if an animal doesn't move their legs, then their organs will start failing. That homemade pulley system worked. 3 days later, he was eating on his own, and on the 4th day, he stood up again for the first time. I called the owner and I said, can I buy him from you? And he said, you've put in all this work, that baby is yours. I just felt like it was just a blessing and a message from the universe that if you do the right thing and you keep putting one foot in front of the other, then blessings and miracles will happen before you. And so now he's a big 1,500-pound bull, and he's still my baby. He is just living a dream cow life right now, just being able to eat, and he's never going to be eaten. He's never going to be sold. He's going to live out his life. He will always be a pet and always be my baby. God just decided to bless me with his life. And that's what he's been for the past 3 years. He's been a blessing.
Yeah. You know, and that just came to me as I was writing my talk. I'm like, and that was the video. In fact, I lost the video.
Sarah said that was a bunch of bull.
You and Sylvia need to talk then. Anyway, I lost this video. I'm like, oh my God, that's the perfect video. I got to show this. But after I watched it, and I watched it like 3 or 4 times, it always touches me, you know. Anytime we can save an animal that's possible. So I did a little analysis of it. I said, what is he really saying here? Yeah, we're saving a bull. But what she's saying, and I'm going to give that to you, what she's really saying is not just about the bull, it's about her. It's about her and her life. Because sometimes life looks unbearable, right? It's too much. I can't take it. I don't want it anymore. And that's what she was feeling for this animal. And I'm sure the animal, as you saw in the beginning, was really having a tough time. But we have to step out of our comfort zone, and that's what she did, asking the guy, can I try and help? And he goes, oh, sure you can. Of course, it wasn't going to cost him anything. But she did it. And the bull thought, oh, somebody cares about me. That was a comfort zone for that animal to realize, gee, I got to do something here. Okay, I'm just going to kind of go along with this. And I think we also feel that way sometimes when we don't feel well. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And then together they took the next step. And this is the interesting part to me, this is the metaphysical part, is that both of them had to wait and see how it was going to work out. This is the gap that we always tend to want to rush through. Sometimes we have to wait and see. Sometimes, and I wrote this thing, sometimes we know right away, or a few days, or a month, or a year, or a lifetime. Right?
Yep.
In fact, I'm going to interrupt this with my niece. I didn't talk to her. She sent me text. We had a conversation on text. And her daughter, this is kind of an intermediate here, her daughter she's having trouble with, blaming her for something that happened in their lives. And I thought, well, how interesting is this? And she hasn't talked to me in 3 years. And I went, oh, okay. So I'm texting back and I said, well, she has to have the same experience that you're having right now before she's going to have any empathy. And then I tagged it with, this sounds cruel, but it was the truth. Sounds like the same amount of time that you and I haven't talked. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes we got to tell. So sometimes it just takes time. I say that, I emphasize that because we tend to want to rush to fix it. And this is not about fixing. It's about giving spirit, divine order, health, whatever it is, time to unfold to make the right, comment or decision or whatever. The other thing, which is, in my opinion, one of the most physical things we could do, is to always believe in the possibilities. Always. No matter what it looks like, no matter what's outside of us, no matter what we can't control, no matter our doubts and our fears that are going through our head, we always have to look at the possibilities, no matter the outcome. Because she didn't know if this bull was going to live or not. But we have to look at it as there's something out there for me. There's some possibility, and it will come. What I love is when you finally get this and you start to go, oh, there's a clue, there's a clue, there's a clue, there's a clue. Pretty soon it's like it all starts to come together. Once you do that, you can then repeat that on other things. So always know there was always possibilities. And then I put here, then we see progress. That's what she was seeing, progress. Then a little more, and then we see big progress. The little cow is standing on its feet. It's eating by itself. It became 1,500 pounds. And then when we get on the other side, we can see something. And I'm going to ask you to think about what you saw. I put here, what did the woman say? Give me one thing that she said. I have 3 things, but yes.
It was a blessing.
Yes. What else?
Your baby.
Yes. What else did she say?
She said the guy said that she didn't have to pay for him because she put in the work.
That's right. That's right. Anything else?
He's a pet, never to be eaten.
Well, that's true too. So what have you said? You put in all this work, he's yours. And it was just a blessing and a message from the universe. Really important for us to bridge that, oh, this is going well. Maybe that's a message from the universe. It says, when you keep doing the right thing, this is what she said, because I actually went back and typed it out, and put one foot in front of the other, then blessings and miracles will happen before you. These are really important statements she made, because this is the absolute truth of how this works. And then, I love this one, God just decided to bless me with his life, and that is what he has been for the last 3 years. 1,500 pounds of love. I love it when he's playing with the dogs, you know. Like he's out there. He's grown up with people. And they've taught him how to love. He doesn't know that's it, but there's some good feeling going through him. So the talk title is Release 2025, Refresh Your Minds and Be Renewed for 2026. So release really means letting the past finish its work. Letting 2025 be what it is, and that's what it is. It's nothing more, it's nothing less. The thing that we have to remember is release, and applies to a lot of things, not just 2025, but release is sometimes the hardest thing and the holiest thing we ever have to do. The holiest thing we have to do. And I have a little... Charles Fillmore, he's the founder of Unity, says, "You may have been taught that you are weak and sinful." I don't like that word, but that's his word. "But the truth is that you are strong and pure and powerful. You are spirit, and spirit cannot know bondage. Nothing stops us but ourselves. Nothing." That's why it's so important to learn how to surrender. Today, when Emma was in the midst of her stuff, I said, you have to surrender to what's the right thing here. Bring the wisdom in, and the love in, and the surrender in, and now she's going to be taken care of. And I'm positive of that. But we have to release whatever it is that's holding us there and return to the truth of who we are. Because we're not erasing the past. Here's what we're really releasing. Identification with these things. Lessons, teachers, mistakes, victories, and chapters, and endings. That's what we're needing to release. To release something, there's actually a technique. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we need to bless it. We need to bless the lessons, bless the teachers, bless the mistakes, bless the victories, because we do have those, bless the chapters, and bless the endings. And when we're finished blessing, what do we say? Thank you. Thank you. When I get all the lights, I always say thank you. I'm not sure if it's to God or the universe, but I say thank you. When I go all through all those green lights, especially on Mission Gorge. The thing is what we're blessing has already served us. It's served its purpose. So we don't have to think about it anymore. Maybe only think about it in the sense of I did it once, I can do it again. I have that capability. Jack Addington says this. Can you forward it, please? I love Jack Addington. "Old habits have no power over me. Conditions have no power over me. Personalities have no power over me. I take dominion. I am whole. I am free. I am complete. Now and forevermore." What I like about Jack Addington is that he goes, I am. He affirms it right away. There's no messing around. It's like, this is the truth about you. This is the truth about you. So I want you to consider something. And you can write this down because I think this is powerful. I want you to consider that releasing something is sacred courage. It takes sacred courage to say, I'm done. I'm over. I'm working on trying to do some sacred courage myself. So I'm done. I'm over. You can have your whatever. It's really saying I am no longer confused about who I am. I'm not confused anymore with what I've been through and what Spirit is needing me to do, or meeting me right here. Either way, it's about I'm not confused anymore. I'm moving forward. The next step is refreshing your soul. I don't know that I've really thought about it this way, but I like the idea. Refreshing the soul is letting the soul breathe. Now I want everybody to think about anything in your life that you've had to struggle with, and you've said, I'm not going to do this, and you're like, I don't want to let go of it either. Everybody have some idea? And then when you get on the other side, And you go, oh, God, why did I hold on? Why didn't I just let it go? But what you will feel is there's a release that takes place in that what I'll call the gap. And then something starts to flow naturally about the new thing. But it's recognizing that little gap is so important. If you don't recognize the gap, you're just going to go from this to that, to that, to that. So it's taking time to slow down. Fillmore says this. He said, we increase whatever we praise. The whole creation responds to praise. So refreshing the soul is choosing to notice what is good, what is loving, what is alive, and praising life again. So there's that release and transition time. To be refreshed means that we give yourself time to heal. Anybody have any healing these days?
Yes.
Yeah. Give yourself time to heal. Laugh again. You guys are too serious. Laugh again. Have some fun. Forgive your own humanity. Oh my God. To be human. Really. And welcome joy. I think Sylvia said that in her prayer. Welcome joy back in. You know, I mean, that's part of the release is I'm letting go of all that stuff that I don't want to do anymore. It's what I call a gentle reset. We're resetting our lives into a little bit new direction or maybe a big direction change. Ernest Holmes said this, and I love this. I put this together and I was like, I love this picture. He says, today I live in the quiet, joyous expectation of good. I love that picture. When I put that picture on there, I went, it seems like a lot of places that I go, I create those, you know, whatever they're called. And in fact, oh God, I don't know how many years ago, there was a guy in Seaport Village. You guys remember him? And he would put these things together, and he didn't have any. Whatever he was doing, he had really good energy, and he would make these odd shapes, and they all stayed together. But he was in the quiet of doing it. He wasn't forcing it to happen. He was allowing it to happen. So being refreshed isn't necessarily loud. It doesn't perform. That's not performing. That's just beauty. It's just allowing. And it's, for me, in many cases, it's just remembering God is there, right there in that moment. It's simply being there. You feel a little refreshed? Refreshed? A little? Okay. So the last step is renewal. Renewal. And to me, this means when I'm ready, I start to move forward. This whole week I've been cleaning my office out. Yay. Yeah, I know. It needs more, but I can see space, you know. I'm like, oh, I can see out that window now. But renewal is really this. It equals, means we awaken to the truth of who we are. And sometimes you got to make those kind of changes, those physical changes. For me, it's cleaning up, throwing away the old, getting rid of the books that I haven't looked at in a year. I should say books of my other job that I don't look at because I don't ever go there. Instead, putting my spiritual books there. So now they have a home. Although I have 4 cabinets of that anyway, and a big wall of spiritual books. But, you know, I got to keep those others close to me just in case. But it's awakening to the truth of who we are. Who are we? Renewal is not about fixing again. I want to say that a lot because sometimes we think that we're broken and that we can't move forward to be renewed. Just let it go. Who cares? Only one that cares is maybe us. And renewal is about waking up to the divine presence within you. I love it when I don't know what to do because I just close my eyes and say, Spirit, guide me into this. Show me the way. Give me a clue. And within seconds, something shows up. In the creation of Om, there are many, you guys need to know this, There are many times I didn't know what to do. And I would say, show me the way. Open my eyes, the phone would ring, or somebody would walk in the door with money, or I'd have to go into prayer with someone. It just kept showing me the way. Showing me the way. Holmes says, Spirit is always ready to renew us, to remold us, and to remake us, providing we permit it to do so. So who gets in the way? Raise your hand. We do. We get in our own way. We have to learn to release that, let that go. It's surrendering what I call to the greater idea of who we are becoming. Who are we becoming? And there are little parts that we don't need anymore in the thing that we're becoming. See, renewal is giving yourself permission. It's cooperation. It's divine partnership. I wrote this, one might call renewal as a spiritual rebirth. So, in this talk, I also thought, well, but I don't always want to. I'm going to give you permission to just listen to this and remind yourself it's okay. It's called a little honesty together. We know renewal isn't always linear. Is anybody's linear? No. We release and sometimes we pick it back up. I do that all the time. Oh, but no. Oh, but let me give him this excuse. No. We refresh and then we forget. I've been dealing with this back and it's perfect in the morning and then I put on a jacket. And guess what? It's back. So we forget. When we renew, sometimes we slip back into old thinking. This is one that we can work on really consciously. We don't have to slip back. You can go, okay, that was a lesson I learned. Okay, I get it. Okay, I'm going to do this. The thing is because every moment we're going backwards, you need to know that Spirit, Divine, God, whatever you want to call it, is whispering something to us again. It's saying, beloved, begin here, begin now. Because maybe we needed to get some of that old back to remind us that this is the direction we want to go. There's nothing wrong with that. And just welcome the newness. A little story. I'll give you two stories, but first one is, I might have mentioned, and I don't have a picture. I should have a picture. One of my friends gave me this metal piece. It says, welcome, dear friends. And there's a scene in the middle of a mom and a dad deer with their children. But it's all done in metal. So it's all cut out. All right. So they gave this to me 3 or 4 months ago. And since I was into my painting, I started to paint it. And I started to make, the deers different colors. And then when the baby deers are on the left, I made their ears different colors so they would match the mom and dad. Let's see what else to do. Oh, the grass was green, but then in the backdrop, it's actually brown, so the green really stands out. And the deer isn't D-E-A-R, friends. It's D-E-E-R, friends. So I put those in really bright colors. And then it's taken me a long time. I eventually put the backing onto it so it looks like it's been snowing where they're at, right? And then on top of the mountain, I said, you know what? We need the sun to shine. So I painted a little sun peeking through the snow. And then I put it on when you drive into my driveway, there's a fence over here right by my trash cans. I put it on the fence. So anybody that drives in our driveway will see, welcome, D-E-E-R friends, if they pay attention. Anyway, I walk with this person every Saturday. And so I said, she came a couple days ago to have something cut. Anyway, but she didn't even see the sign. So when I walked with her on Saturday, I said, Robin, did you see the sign? What sign? I said, the one you gave me. No. Well, then you have to come over to my house and get it or see it. So she was like flabbergasted because even the ears in the 3D, I put a little black in there so you could see their ears standing out. It's really cute. I mean, it's silly, but it's like, Robin, pay attention. We don't pay attention. We just kind of do our thing. I want you today, somewhere, someplace to stop and notice everything. Notice the dew on the leaves. Notice the color of the sky this morning was different. You know, notice your animals. No, you know, pay attention. Just take them. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to say something that may sound weird, but it's almost like being on mushrooms, you know? Everybody done that? It's like it brings the vividness back into you. It's paying attention to what's going on in the world. Your world, not that world, but your world, because that's what's important. That's what's important. Ernest Holmes has a story. He said he was greeting someone. And this happens once in a while to me, not too often anymore, but Dr. Holmes, someone said to him, Dr. Holmes, I have so many problems. And Ernest smiled gently. That I could just see him doing this too. And he said, you don't have any problems. You have opportunities to know God, and I put, or God within, more deeply. More deeply. We don't have problems. It's about looking at it from a different way. And Ernest wasn't dismissing his difficulty. He was reminding him every challenge contains a seed of awakening. Every challenge does. It doesn't matter what it is. And sometimes, remember I said you have to wait a day, a month, a year, for lifetimes. You have to just kind of give some breath to that. And then you have to release the fear, refresh our thinking, and renew it in spirit. And let the seeds blossom. It's so easy to just, I gotta fix this right now. Well, the answer is no, you don't. And I think as we get older, we go, oh, you're right, I don't. But in the moment, we don't always think that. Instead, think vitality, radiant life, and let the renewal become what I call a spiritual posture. Let it become part of who you are. So to anchor this in, I have a meditation that we're going to do. And so I'm just going to invite you to do a few things. One is, let's just take a deep breath. Who's ready for 2026?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to release, and we'll go through the process again, but it's very simple. And then when we're complete with this, I'll have a little closing, and then I'll pray us into the week. So I'm going to invite you to, let's first just take a breath. If you feel like it, close your eyes or put your eyes downward. And realize there's nothing to fix here. There's nothing to prove here. We don't need to go anywhere. Just be here. Just be yourself, whoever you are. Go ahead and let your shoulders drop. Yeah, felt that. Let your thoughts slow down. Let's just slow it all down. And let's let your heart rest for a moment. And let me begin with this reminder. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This year did not break you. It shaped you. And Spirit, right now, is whispering to you, I am making all things new. Let yourself, even if it's just for this moment, to release anything you don't need to carry forward. Being worries or stories or old habits of self-doubt. Just breathe them out gently. Just take a deep breath and let them go. And let's breathe in renewal, which is fresh, which is peace, which is hope. And know that you are spirit. and spirit cannot know bondage. So right now, allow yourself to be free. Free to begin again. Free to trust life. Free to receive the good that's waiting for you. And now imagine a soft, glowing light filling your heart. In fact, putting your hand on your heart always helps. And then let it expand through your body, flowing it out into the room. This is the love you are made from. And just know, here and now, that old habits have no power over you. You are whole, you are free, and you are complete. And then whisper this gently inside you, in your mind. I release. I refresh. And today I am renewed. And just let this peace wash over you softly, steadily, and lovingly. And out loud, I'd like you to repeat after me, in whatever voice that comes forward. I release what no longer serves my soul. Release what no longer serves my soul. I refresh my spirit in truth. I refresh my spirit in gratitude. I am renewed in divine life. I am alive. I am open. And I am free. And today, let's affirm that together with the words, and so it is. And so it is. Just take that in for a moment. Breathe. And when you're comfortable, open your eyes. So my invitation to you is pretty simple, but it's pretty profound, I think, is release gently. Just gently let it go. Just kind of let it do its thing. Refresh regularly. Take time for yourself. It's important. Renew consciously. So if it didn't work, let me think, what else could I do? What else is possible? And don't just do this on January 1, but do it as a way of living your life. So every day you could start out with, I release whatever gently. I refresh whatever regularly, and I renew consciously. So we're going to hand out something to you, which is part of the talk, but it's really private for you. And you can take this home, and what I invite you to do is find a place in your house or out in the yard, or if you like to go somewhere, sit on the beach, and just fill it out. Don't look at it right now. Just fill it out. As a reminder of what we talked about today. Okay, almost there. Because don't look at it right now, just set it aside. This is your own personal journey. I can pump you up, make you feel good, but this is your own journey of where you want to go. And we got one here. Did you get one?
Yep.
He did. Okay. This is your journey for 2026. And it's not a resolution. You got it? It is, what is it? It's a way of life. We have to live this. When we live this, then we become stronger and more courageous to go out in the world and do what needs to be done. So don't be afraid of this. This is good stuff. And so I'm going to pray us this into the next week. And then we'll have James come up. So you can come up when I'm praying if you'd like. Okay? So let's take a moment to close our eyes. And I'm going to pray this into the week. To know that 2025 has done its work, done its job. It's done. It's complete. And as we refresh our minds, we know that the divine is moving in and as and through our lives in a powerful way, in a loving way, in a gentle way. And so we can refresh our minds with the possibilities, allowing Spirit to guide and direct us, and listen to that still small voice that says, which doesn't, by the way, talk in paragraphs. It just gives you little hints. So listening to the hints, we move forward, allowing our heart to open up, allowing the wisdom to flow out of us, and allowing the courage to move through us to make things better. And so I know that all of us here are set up, those that are here today, those that are online, and some of them that are online I can't even see, and those that are coming to hear this message, realize this truth, that we're all powerful, individualized expressions of God, moving in the world to do the good work. And as we do it together, that is a ripple effect into more people. And so for that, I'm just simply grateful to know that each of you came here, those of you that are listening online, have adapted this and said, yes, that's my job. I'm moving forward into 26 with peace and order and balance and wisdom. And for that, I release these words into the infinite law, knowing it is done. Spirit has just said, yes, it is done in like mind, soul, and body. For that, I say, thank you, God. Release these words and join me in saying, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you very much.